Welcome to My Opinion here on My Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so as soon as a video is released, you'll be the first to be notified. And today we want to talk about two stories. One, the killing of a 26-year-old man in St. James in front of his three kids. And then we want to look at a man who committed suicide at the Elliston Road police station out there in St. Andrew. But first up, let's talk about the incident that took place in St. James. And according to the Gleaner, gunman snuffed out the life of 26-year-old man in full view of his three children in Salt Spring, St. James on Monday, spraying him with bullets during a brazen daylight home attack. The deceased has been identified as Daniel McDuffus, also known as Don, a supermarket attendant of Church Lane in Megitop section of Salt Spring. Now, according to reports, shortly after 9 a.m., a group of heavily armed men invaded a section of Maggie-Top and opened fire at residents and several premises. They then walked to Church Lane, where they shot McDuffus inside the small board dwelling house. McDuffus was transported to Cornwall Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. A police source told the Gleaner that based on information they have gathered, the shooting is linked to an ongoing gang feud in the community. The Salt Spring murder comes sharply on the heels of another deadly shooting incident in Mount Salem community, which is still under the Zone of Special Operations Security Initiative. Reports are that about 8:25 on Sunday, 23-year-old Daniel Collegeman Lawrence of Clark Street address got into an argument with another man. During the argument, the man brandished a firearm, opened fire. Lawrence was killed. Now, as usual, when it comes on to St. James, it seems as if this is the inevitable. Everything happened in St. James, you can look for the loss of lives. Now, this man lost his life in front of three kids. And to make matters worse, the father of the deceased said when he went to the house after hearing that his son was killed, and when he looked, the kids were all there looking at their father dead in a pool of blood. How traumatized these kids will be for the rest of their lives. Now, based on what residents are saying, this man was really a provider for the kids. And the kids really looked up to him as a father. Now, gang violence has taken precedence in a lot of communities in Jamaica. And the more we see Zozo and other stuff being implemented, it seems like it has no effect on the crime monster. It seems as if these hoodlums are studying the pattern of the police or the persons that are put there to man the stations, and as soon as they leave, then they carry out their attack. We also know that for sure that some of these hoodlums are getting information from persons who are in the communities who will tell them that the cops are on their way or the cops are there, or they give them strategic information so that they would avoid the police. However, as I said, based on what has been happening in St. James for the longest while, it seems that there's a never-ending problem of crime down there, and it seems as if the gang violence has escalated so badly that sometimes you wonder if the police have it under control. Sometimes you wonder, does the Zozo make sense? Because everything keeps happening, and it seems as if every other day you hear of someone being killed in St. James. The one that was killed, college man that was killed on Sunday, was killed in Mount Salem, which is under the special zone, the Zozo zones. And he was killed same way. It's not like we have heard that police apprehended the killers or tracked down the killers. We haven't heard anything. And now, just to look at what happened here with Daniel Duffus, I was saying his father went there and saw him dead, but it's actually his father-in-law, right? At one point when I saw his alias Don, I was looking at it and say, why would they call him Don? But most times persons with the name Donovan or Daniel, they give them a shortened name, which is Don on most times. But they say he was a supermarket attendant and he worked hard to take care of his family. But in the end, when it comes on to gang violence, these guys don't really even care what you do for a living. If they believe you are an enemy, they're going to get you. If you're linking with the wrong person, they're going to get you. So it's just best for persons to walk the straight and narrow. And then this incident took place at such a time. I hope someone would have seen this incident, would have seen what happened, and let the police know. These kids definitely need some assistance as it relates to counseling, grief counseling, and how will they get over this. Sometimes these kids are scarred for life, and some of these kids come out and believe that they should take revenge for the loss of their father. And that there lies the problem. Because it's like the conveyor belt, it keeps going around and around. And the problem is a never ending one. But let me know what you think in the comment section as we move on to the next topic. The other story we want to look at is the story of a man who was found hanging on the Elliston Road police station in Kingston yesterday. And based on what we are hearing, he's the brother of a lady who was killed on April 29 when a bus she was traveling in, coming from a funeral, was shot up by a gunman in the Dovecot area. Her name was Tracy Ann Sr. And based on what we are hearing, this man was very close to his sister. He was very close to his sister, and he was not coping well since her death. His name is Devon Sr. Now, based on what we are reading, is that he kept on asking when is his sister's funeral, and he was just not coping well since her death. Now, sometimes persons grieve differently, and I'm just wondering if this man could not have been helped in any way. I'm just wondering if persons from his community or family members couldn't have seek professional help to actually save his life. Because when a person loses a loved one, they go through a lot inside their headspace. I'm speaking from experience, so I know what I'm talking about. It is reported that about 4 a.m. Monday, police found Senior's body hanging from the building. Campbell said the police told her that they suspected he committed suicide. And a lot of persons don't understand how real depression is. A lot of persons take depression like a slap on the wrist. Depression is a very serious disease that goes unnoticed. Sometimes some persons are being very depressed and they don't speak a lot about it. And sometimes I wonder, when persons go through this situation, persons must have seen that this man was not coping well with the loss of his sister. And I'm wondering if someone couldn't have seek professional help for this man before it ended like this. But you know, this is what crimes bring. His sister lost her life violently. He lost his life by taking it for himself because what? He couldn't cope with the death of her. So when a person is killed violently, it has myriad effects. It goes through children, family members. Some persons can deal with it, some persons can't. It's just a pity that no one could help Devon Sr. before it actually came to this. But it's a sad situation. We pray for strength for the rest of the family members. I know it's a tough time because now they lose one, not only one, but 2 family members. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, so as soon as a video is released, you'll be the first to be notified. Until next time, stay safe. Look out for the children, look out for a neighbor, and look out for a loved one. And most of all, keep it locked on My Opinion TV.